My name's Karen Robenheimer. I work here at the University of Wollongong. My journey, I guess, with plastics started as a diver, and I did underwater cleanups around Sydney area. And as one would expect, you keep wondering why the stuff keeps coming back. So I started wondering, well, what is it about policy? What are our councils doing? What is everyone doing about this problem? Why are we continually coming back to clean up? Single-use plastic is something that's quite a hot topic at the moment, and it's the right thing to be focusing on with plastics, because some plastics are useful and we do need them in our lives, but we certainly don't need all the single-use plastics that we do use. So it does tend to end up in the environment if it's not managed correctly. Very often it's plastic that can't be recycled or is not worth recycling. So we don't focus as much as we should on collecting it and reusing it or recycling it. So it has one of the highest potentials to become marine litter. Once it's in the ocean, it just adds to all the cumulative effects that are affecting our oceans, our fisheries. It's providing less opportunity for our marine ecosystems to recover from other impacts. So it's just another added impact, and I think we're at a point now, if not past the tipping point, where we really need to be thinking about what's happening in our oceans. The media is critical in trying to influence people. Firstly, I think in trying to convince them that we need to do something, convince them secondly that what they do is important. There are some mixed messages I think that go out there. A good example I find is metal straws. If you want to do zero waste, it doesn't mean you must go and buy something to become zero waste. You can actually do without that product. So, you don't drink a beer with a straw. Why do you have to drink a cola with a straw? So we really need to start thinking about what we do and don't need in our lives. And I think there's a lot of things we don't need. So it's not only just replacing the product that's right there in front of you, it's the life cycle of that product. So for instance, metal straws again, that metal has to be mined, it has to be smelted, it has to be transported. The impact of that straw is probably higher than a plastic straw until it becomes waste. So I always say plastic wins until it becomes waste. So we need the media to become clever about this, including our NGOs. I think there's a lot of mixed messages out there. So the media is highly influential, but I think they need to be a little more intelligent about the message they're putting out there too. So there's things you can do. So firstly, if we think about what we're buying, secondly, we think about how we're disposing of that waste. So you're not necessarily going to be able to get rid of all the plastic in your life, but you really need to be thinking about how you're disposing of it. And here, again, it's about what you're putting in that recycle bin. Know what your council accepts. Go online. There's lots of information with councils now. So do your research. Don't just expect things to happen for you. And then thirdly, I think clean up. If you see something on the ground, pick it up and put it in the bin. You don't just stand there and say how terrible are people. Well, you're terrible if you don't pick it up too. So, I think it's owning your environment and owning the world around you and making sure you're doing your little bit at all stages of the life cycle of plastics. It really is affecting things now, and we need to be thinking about holistically about our ecosystems and the role that everything plays in there. There's just so much in the ocean now, it's pointless even trying to work out the stats. It's just too much, and we can prevent it, so we need to be doing something about it.